on now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Last week we did the presentation that we actually get from the central government office on the FAFSA, describing the FAFSA, how to apply, when you're eligible, some of the different scholarships, which means not just the government, but obviously state and your institution, different pointers, and links to web pages, and also on that PowerPoint go through those slides because it points you to their Facebook page, which is really helpful. So this time what I want to do is show you the steps of when you come to the library, how would you actually do a FAFSA. So obviously here we go, we come to the library, we log in. I'm going to log in as myself, okay? Now if you don't have a network log on, we also have a guest password, because obviously what we need to do is get to our internet browser. We use the Google Chrome because that's the most stable. It's going to take a few minutes. We're going to watch those little dots go wiggly wiggly. Here we go. And so then we will pull up the Chrome and go to FAFSA. What I'm going to do is obviously put in a dummy, which is actually myself. We're going to go through some of the steps. If you already have a FAFSA ID, but you can't remember it, we can reset that. If you don't remember your password, we can reset that. Obviously, from scratch, you're going to set up your own ID. Your ID is how FAFSA remembers you. Obviously, it's tied to your birth date and your social security number, but we don't want to have to put that in every time. So this is why they ask you to set up a username. So let's go ahead, and here we go. Here's Chrome. The other thing is that, you can look for on your phone and do a FAFSA. They do actually have a mobile app on the phone. But I've had a couple of students do that, and then they've come in. It does allow you, if you use the phone app, to set up your ID. But as far as getting all that tax information in, you really do need to go online and do it through the internet, whether you come in the library here. And if you come into the library, to make an appointment with me is very easy. You can either call 304-327-4054 or 4056, or you can email me, nturner, NTURNER@bluefieldsstate.edu. I'll be happy to help you, because we're encouraging everybody to do their FAFSA now for 21-20, which is for the fall. Okay, so let me just type this in, FAFSA. There we go. It's pretty straightforward, and we go to their webpage. Okay. Yeah, so our free application for federal student aid. Go ahead and log in. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to act as though I don't remember what my login is. So I'm going to say, yes, I am a student. And I'm going to say, oh gosh, I've forgotten my username. And so I click there. Now, I know it gives you these three options: email, text a code to your mobile phone, or answer challenge questions. The thing here is sometimes if you have changed your email or your mobile phone, you're going to put something in, it's not going to recognize it. And this is why it has this third option, which is answer my challenge questions. So, of course, here we go. The Social Security, which I'm not going to fill that in because I don't want you to see my number. And then I would put in my last name and then my date of birth, 06/22/1960. Oops. There we go, 60. Now, obviously, I'm going to press continue, and it's going to say I have to provide a social security number. The thing with it here is this is what is built into the system. It gives you the option so that if you don't remember, you can set it up. Now, and then here, of course, we're going to say, no, we don't want to save it. Different questions come up, which is tied to the information that they have on file. For me, I'm going to put in the answer to this, if I can remember how to spell. There we go. There we go. Okay, and so it reminds me that I had previously set up and my username, it gives me my username, and now I can return to the FAFSA. Okay, so here we go, there we go. Okay, I think I remember this. Let's see. Okay, so it says that I have put in an incorrect username and password, and it says I have 2 attempts left before my account is locked. So obviously I didn't remember the right password, so I'm going to go in here again. And here again, use username, email, or phone. So I know my username, so I put that in there. My birthday. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to answer my challenge questions again. Okay. Okay, now it's asking me to set up a password, okay? Which I'm going to do. Okay. You have to mix letters, numbers, and a character. I think we're all familiar with that. Okay, I've got to, okay. Oh dear, let's see. Wait a minute, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. All right, yep, okay. Okay, now, this is where, unfortunately, we're going to have to, it's accepted the new password. So if you were doing it, you have to wait for 30 minutes. It runs it through the system. So we're actually going to stop this for a moment, and we'll come back in 30 minutes to do the follow. Okay. So what happened was I had to reset the password, which I went ahead and did. And like I said, you have to wait 30 minutes. They run it through their system. You put in your new password, and then it sends you back to your FAFSA. You will always have to say that you accept, which is basically just, it's telling you, make sure that you do the best you can to give truthful answers, answer all of the questions. And of course, then at the end of it, you will send it through. It will go to your financial aid office as well as the FAFSA central database, the government central database. Then it normally takes between 3 to 5 days before they get back in touch with you. So let's keep going. So I am going to look to do a FAFSA for this fall. If I'm doing it for this fall, that means I'm doing it for 2020-2021. So you do a save key. I normally say to people, just use your birthday, so the month and day, 4 digits, okay? Again, they ask you to do this because if you happen to forget something, within the whole security system of getting back in and reconnecting, sometimes they ask you to use your safe key number. So it opens up here. This is the introduction. You don't need to worry about these different steps. Just go to how do you get to completing your FAFSA, and you just say next. There we go. That's my email. And then I would put in, I happen to like to use my office number because that's where I have my voicemail. Let's see, it's gone ahead. Okay, 304-327-4564. And next. Okay, so here it comes my address. All right. Have I lived in Virginia for more than 3 years? So now the big thing is, if you read each screen carefully, answer the questions, you should have no problem. Am I an American citizen? Actually, I am, folks. Okay, there we go. even though I speak kind of funny, I know. So here, of course, it's going to ask me, let me see, high school completion. Okay, so obviously for me, I'm none of the above because I've actually gone forward. I'm not going to do any more of these, but you can see each one of these is going to be a slide. You're going to go to a screen and fill in the different questions that they have. When you get to doing parent demographics, you can actually choose how much of that information you want to fill in or not, especially when you go to financials there. And if you're not sure with the financial, the important thing is to fill in and just put a 0, okay? Because what you want to do is just try and fill out as many of the fields as possible so that you get through to this large area, last slide, which is sign and submit. And then you can print out your information, and then you get to confirmation, which is where it'll come back with you another sheet and you can print that out. You're then completed. It takes about, I would say, 30 minutes, wouldn't you say? If you can, it is good to make sure that you do have some of your financial information with you, or that if you have a question, you can reach out to your parents. Because the thing is, FAFSA will consider you a dependent right up until you're about 24, because it always relates back to the financial taxes of the year prior. So this is why you quite often have to have your parents' tax information. Other than that, it's fairly straightforward. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. I'm Dr. Turner at nturner@bluefieldsstate.edu, or you can call me at 304-327-4564. I hope you have found this helpful, and I know that if you have any other questions, do reach out to Miss Patricia Bailey and Miss Rebecca Hatch of Gear Up, because they're more than happy to help you. Thank you so much.